Hi and good evening. Thank you for watching. I'm Shakil 5858. I am Buddham. Now the latest headlines from world channels and news agencies.
Purported leaked.
Today, police believe a third party could be involved in the death of a woman whose body was found wrapped in plastic near Sydney Airport. Peter Dutton's nuclear plan criticised after the costings are finally revealed. Former Coalition Government Minister Kevin Andrews has died after a year-long battle with cancer. And rain halts play after the third test between Australia and India at the Gabba. Hello and welcome to ABC News. I'm Ruby Cornish. We will have more on our top stories in just a moment. But first, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has just spoken in Tasmania, criticising the Coalition's nuclear costings, which were released yesterday. We can bring you those comments now.
We've waited now more than 2.5 years for Peter Dutton to come up with a single.
Tonight, the search for answers about those mystery drones intensifying as the sightings spread to more states. The growing alarm after nearly 80 reported sightings overnight in New Jersey alone. And now the mystery object spotted in several other states in the Northeast. Maryland's former governor saying dozens flew over his own home. Where are they coming from? Who's controlling them? President-elect Trump now demanding answers, saying let the public know or shoot them down. Also tonight, the new timeline in the CEO murder investigation, the tip the FBI got before the suspect's arrest from a police officer on the other side of the country, and why police believe he may have targeted United Healthcare CEO even though he wasn't insured by the company. The new lead in the search for an American missing in Syria, the witness who says he saw Austin Tice alive, and the new photo, what Tice may look like now. For the first time, the woman who falsely accused 3 Duke lacrosse players of rape nearly 20 years ago, publicly admitting why she says she made it all up.
This is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Tonight, breaking news as we come on the air, what ABC News has just learned about the notebook carried by the suspect in the CEO murder case. What the alleged killer's notebook now reveals, what law enforcement sources told ABC News just moments ago. Also tonight, news the suspect, Luigi Mangione, could waive extradition from Pennsylvania back to New York in just days now. And tonight, a woman has now been charged with threatening her own insurance company. Aaron Katursky with new reporting. Also tonight, the alarming video in New York City, the bird strike right after takeoff at LaGuardia. Engine failure, the passenger jet operating with the other engine, making an emergency landing at nearby JFK Airport. Tonight, we're tracking the brutal cold and heavy snow moving in, more than 3 feet of snow in some places. And then the big change now coming, Lee Goldberg and the weekend forecast. Tonight, the growing mystery drone sightings across the east now, from Maryland to Pennsylvania, from New Jersey to Connecticut. Tonight, the Naval Weapons Station in New Jersey confirming drones overhead and what we've learned. Tonight, we're learning former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is in the hospital overseas after falling downstairs during a congressional trip, potentially needing surgery, and what we know so far. Tonight, new images of Travis Timmerman, the American held prisoner for months in Syria. The U.S. military today flying him out of Syria. And tonight here, James Longman revealing what helped fuel Bashar al-Assad's luxury life. Back in the U.S. tonight, the images just in, 2 boats colliding in Florida. We've learned more than a dozen people injured. An American couple in their 50s killed in Mexico, shot in their vehicle. The car riddled with bullets. The new study on obesity in America, for the first time in a decade, obesity rates in the U.S. are down amid those popular weight loss drugs. And our Made in America Christmas is back tonight. Your ideas pouring in, your one thing made in America this year. And the farm where you can buy your own Christmas tree and they'll mail it to you. You can watch it grow. And the viewers tonight sending in the proof.
What is that?
Tonight, the mystery deepens as drones are now spotted in at least 6 states, some near military installations.
I've never seen anything like it. It's just a drone on steroids.
A new investigation as lawmakers demand answers. Nancy Pelosi is hospitalized after falling. The new details about the 84-year-old's injury.
Merry Christmas, baby.
Merry Christmas.
God bless you.
And in a CBS News holiday tradition, we go on the road with a secret Santa dedicated to making spirits bright.
When people go through tragedy, they can lose their house, all their belongings. But what they can't lose is hope.
The CBS Evening News starts now.
Good evening. I'm Jeff Bennett.
And I'm Amna Nawaz. On the NewsHour tonight, we report from Aleppo in Syria's north as the city comes back to life and Syrians return to their homes.
With TikTok facing a potential ban in the U.S., one billionaire's effort to buy the social media app and keep it up and running.
This idea that we're going to be subject to autocratic, centralized, surveillance-based technology, I think we need to move away from that because it's doing a heck of a lot of damage.
And we examine the widespread anger and distrust of the health insurance industry after the killing of United Healthcare CEO. A scandal that rocked the nation nearly 2 decades ago, taking a stunning turn. A woman who accused those 3 Duke University lacrosse players of raping her at a team party back in 2006, now admitting she made it all up.
I betrayed the trust of a lot of other people who believed in me. And made up a story that wasn't true because I wanted validation from people and not from God.
Let's bring in Mark Eiglarsh now, criminal defense attorney. First, your reaction.
Well, I don't believe a single word that flows from her lips. She lost that privilege when she lied about 3 decent boys, young men, decades ago. Her motivation now, I don't know, I'll question it. I'll question whether it's because she wants to be paroled from her prison sentence that she's serving for stabbing her husband to death. So no, I have no love for this woman. What she did not only injured 3 boys around the age of my kids who are in college, but worse, every victim after her suffered greater scrutiny. Because really, are you really telling the truth? Police wondered. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, Mark, we've
On this Friday night, Ottawa steps in to end the Canada Post strike.
Canadians are rightly fed up.
The union's anger and when your mail could start moving again. Critics call them unfair fares, how airline execs are defending carry-on luggage fees. It was the night before the GST break, the last-minute preparations and frustrations for small businesses. Plus, 99 and going strong.
I'm one of those lucky people who got to do for a living what I would have done anyway.
Acting legend Dick Van Dyke's impressive longevity and the life-altering change he made decades ago.
Global National.
Tonight, Ottawa moves to end the Canada Post strike.
Canadians are rightly fed up.
More than 4 weeks in, the feds call for intervention.
Clearly, the holiday season is a bust for small businesses.
How long it could take before the mail starts to move. Frustration and confusion, the scramble to bring in Ottawa's tax holiday.
It's the wrong time of year for us to be doing it.
We break down what's covered, what's not, and why you may not save as much as you think.
Again, oh my God!
Brazen and terrifying, jewelry store robberies surge in Ontario.
See this stuff in movies, it's definitely traumatizing.
What's behind the spike?
From CBC News, this is The National with Ian Hennemanzing.
A St. Thomas police cruiser sits in the area of a reported homicide in a townhome complex just east of the Elgin Center shopping area. Officers arrived here around 8 p.m. Thursday. Residents say they were focused on Unit 15. Police tape covered the entrance to its back gate Friday morning. Multiple residents at the complex tell us nearly a half dozen police cruisers were present during the early part of the investigation.
Just heavy police presence, that's all. So I figured maybe there's a fight or a scuffle between somebody, but I don't know.
Police have only confirmed an incident between the two men occurred here at an undetermined time. However, it is known the man accused of murder walked into London Police headquarters to request a well-being check. St. Thomas police arrived and entered the home.
They were able to confirm that the individual was deceased.
Officers also verified a startling connection.
We've learned that the two, the accused and the 60-year-old deceased male, were brothers.
The deceased man has been identified as Jeffrey Mitchell. Police have charged his brother, 59-year-old Michael Mitchell, with second-degree murder. Several neighbors told CTV News they heard nothing loud or out of the ordinary in the hours before police arrived. They also stated the deceased had lived in the area for some time and was friendly to many.
I know the guy. I just talked football with him, so that's sad to hear.
In St. Thomas, Sean Irvin, CTV News.
I'm Yasmin Yonkers with your headlines this hour. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol facing a second impeachment vote today over his short-lived martial law decree. You can see large demonstrations outside Seoul's National Assembly building as the leader of the ruling PPP urged party members to vote for impeachment. Thousands took to the streets as well across Syria to celebrate the first Friday prayers since the fall of Assad. America's top diplomat has met with allies to coordinate a regional approach to the country's transition. G7 leaders say they're ready to support a new, inclusive and non-sectarian government that respects human rights, particularly for minorities. And time is running out for TikTok. A U.S. federal appeals court has declined an attempt to temporarily block a ban on the popular video sharing service that's set to come into effect next month. The ruling means TikTok must now quickly move to the Supreme Court in an attempt to halt the looming ban. And those are your latest headlines from the CNA Newsroom.
Good morning. MI5 investigates Prince Andrew's links to China.
After the Duke allegedly received money from sources linked to a potential Communist Party spy.
Well, questions intensify as to the extent of their alleged friendship, with some worrying the spy was given access to other members of the royal family.
A Brexit betrayal? Leaked documents reveal the EU is demanding that Keir Starmer surrenders UK fishing rights as part of a post-Brexit trade deal.
There are festive fears for the elderly as Age UK launches a campaign to show pensioners they're not alone this Christmas.
A female bishop claims that the next Archbishop of Canterbury needs to break up the old boys' club following Justin Welby's sensational resignation. We're asking, is it time for a woman to be the head of the church?
The Christmas countdown is on for fans of Gavin and Stacey ahead of the show's finale.
I'm just speaking my truth. I find your abusive tone very triggering.
I really didn't.
You're damaging my mental health. Now, if I was you, I'd leave it there.
Well, what else might Do you believe there's no place for watching telly on Christmas Day? We'll be debating that later on.
Now listen to this. I sleep badly and I don't digest food well. Do I lose my mind sometimes? Yes, the chilling words of Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola ahead of this weekend's Manchester derby. In cricket, meanwhile, England take a huge step towards achieving a stunning whitewash in New Zealand. We'll have updates throughout the morning.
For a gloomy few days in the south and the east, much brighter weather turns up later today.
The same can't be said towards the northwest. Full details on the forecast coming up soon.
It's just gone 6 o'clock. I'm Stephen Dixon.
And I'm Anne Diamond, and this is GB News Breakfast.
The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres addressed Lesotho's parliament calling on wealthy nations to fulfill their promises to assist poorer countries in combating climate change. He also
Egypt and China have held talks in Beijing on increasing cooperation between the two countries in various fields. This includes the economic and financial sectors, as well as advancing the joint manufacturing process and the localization of industry in Egypt. Cairo's foreign minister also discussed the situation in Syria with his Chinese counterpart. Government.
Mohamed Salah is close to finalizing a 2-year contract extension with Liverpool, despite persistent rumors of a potential transfer to Paris Saint-Germain PSG. However, the situation might not be as clear-cut as it seems. His manager Ancelotti said Salah's contract does not worry him.
It doesn't worry me, we just accept.
Thank you for sparing your precious time. This is Amir Shakil. Have a good life. Bye-bye.